That's when the problem
No problem never happened. Okay. We didn't have a problem.
Okay.
Wasn't nobody making no money.
Right.
But particularly after Big U's arrest, many have theorized that it may have been Big U who was using Nipsey's tours as a cover to smuggle drugs to different cities.
That AP on my head, see Terrell to go up fan. All these pussies got no more.
Man. It just keep getting crazier and crazier for you fat. It just keep getting crazier, so what I'm gonna need y'all to do is hit the motherfucking like button, subscribe, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got more motherfucking evidence that you fat has something to do with Nipsey Hussle murder. Do your homework on us having more evidence. This is crazy work. Everywhere I'm turning, there's something new about you fat. This is sick, bro. This is sick, but I'm gonna get straight into this motherfucking video though. Enough talking.
After getting out of prison, notorious Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crip, Big U, would learn how to play hardball in the music industry from none other than Suge Knight. The infamous blood who had ruled the West Coast rap game with an iron fist was rumored to have used murder and extortion tactic to get ahead in the music biz. From his violent altercations in the lead up to the death of NWA's Eazy-E to the rumored incident.
Back in the 90s, boy, motherfucker was scared of Suge, bro. Keep it a million with y'all, like, he had niggas spooked. Do your homework on niggas being spooked. Niggas being scared. Listen to your boy.
Where Vanilla Ice was allegedly dangled off a balcony and forced to sign over his lucrative royalties. Eventually, though, the law and his enemies would catch up with Suge Knight's hardline tactics and crack down on his operation. But by the time Suge Knight's downfall had begun, Big U was already in the game and decided to spread his wings and do his own thing. Apparently, whilst inside prison, Big U, along with his right-hand man, Mark Martin, aka Bear Claw, founded an independent record label, Unique Music, in 1996. Big U would use the label to scout potential up-and-coming musical talent, and his deep street connections would lead him to the paths of some of LA's most legendary rappers. It turned out that Big U's nephew actually knew a young, talented Rollin' 60s rapper who went by the name Nipsey Hussle. Big U would begin to help Nipsey using his many industry contacts, ultimately landing him a major spotlight with a verse on Tupac's 2006 posthumous album, Pac's Life. Nip featured with Young Dre and Tupac himself on the International, which gave Nipsey's career a massive boost.
Him and Big Draws put that together, and LT Hutton. They really had a resume at that time to justify it, but he gave me a shot. And a lot of that was based on the relationship he had with Draws and Steve.
And I remember buying the physical CD, seeing Tupac featuring Nipsey Hussle.
I'm gonna tell you what it is and why he sat up there and did what he did, bro. Why you fat did what he did, bro. He didn't like that Nip was the face of that shit. Meaning that when you heard Rollin' 60s, you heard nothing but Nip. Nip. And he wasn't fucking with that. He wasn't rocking with that. That he was taking over with that shit. Listen to your boy. He didn't like that motherfuckers was respecting him. Giving him the utmost respect. And not really fucking with him. Not really fucking with you fat. He didn't like that. He didn't like that Nip was outshining him. And that's why he sat up there and did what he did. Listen to your boy. But I tell y'all, he was taking over with that shit. Like, he was taking over with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't respect you fat. Like, motherfuckers respect Nip.
That was huge for me.
Big U later reposted a clip from a Diverse Mentality documentary on Nipsey, along with a caption saying that it was an honor to give him the shot. Big U was playing a major role in Nipsey's come-up, leading Nipsey to drop his first real single and music video titled Bullets Ain't Got No Names in 2006. Nipsey would get support from Big U through the creation of an entire Bullets Ain't Got No Name full-length mixtape series. But story has it that Nipsey wanted to leave a bad deal that he'd got into with Big U's Unique label.
So I signed into it. It was signed to a 10-year production contract, which started in 2009, which would end 2019.
Crazy.
Big U, on the other hand, has explained in the Drink Champs.
Look how he's smiling and shit. Just a fucking snake. A big ass snake, bro. That's another reason why he sat up there and did what he did. You know what I'm saying? To gain financial and shit, bro. He wanted to take over his stores and shit. Listen to your boy. He wanted to take over all of that shit. That's why he sat up there and killed Nip. That's another reason why. He wanted to own all the merch and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, all the stores and shit.
cast that he stopped managing Nipsey after a promotional tour when police discovered drugs in one of their vehicles. And although someone would take the charges, Nipsey and others began acting differently towards Big U, which he interpreted as a breakdown in trust.
Radiator cap off, took the apart, stuck us in, I can't remember where we were for 3 days. They took it and scanned it from the router to the tutor, found what they wanted on it, put it back together, gave it to us. I flew back home. When I fly home, we get hit. I get hit at home. They had 21 people. They think they got him. Anyway, make a long story short, he ended up turning himself in, take the case off all of us. He get life, right, for the drugs. When that happened, my team is acting weird. So I'm looking at Steve, I'm looking at Nip. Man, get a paperwork from Sony so they can see that we.
Look how loud this nigga getting. That's how you know this nigga was on some bullshit. Everything y'all hearing about him, nigga, that's how you know this shit is true. Listen to your boy. Nigga always tell y'all, pay attention to a motherfucker's body language, how they sound, how they acting. This how you know you fat was on some snake shit. This how you know. He wasn't about what he say he was, bro. Nigga was frauding motherfuckers. His own people and shit, bro. Like, tell y'all. Listen to your boy. That's why all these stories coming out and shit.
No, they acting weird. So, me, I'm still kind of like, hey, I'm hot, hot and heavy, but, I'm like, I can't with y'all. So you never see me on the tour no more.
And that's when the problem.
No problem never happened. Okay. We didn't have a problem.
Okay.
Wasn't nobody making no money.
Right.
But particularly after Big U's arrest, many have theorized that it may have been Big U who was using Nipsey's tours as a cover to smuggle drugs to
Hell yeah. Come on, G. Like, look at him. You know that's what type of timing he was on. The whole time you thinking you could trust him, woo. But he playing with you and shit. He lining you up. You know what I'm saying? Paying motherfuckers to do this and to do that. Robbing motherfuckers. That shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they caught up with him. You can't go around doing that shit. And then on top of that, you 65 years old, moving like this. You 70 years old, nigga. Like, you got kids and shit, nigga. You got a son that's in the NFL. You on this type of time. How was you being a good dad? This not being no good dad, bro. This ain't being a man, none of that shit, bro. You just a dumbass OG. That's just what it is. I'm keeping it a million with y'all. I'm going to call it out for what it is. You a dumbass OG just moving reckless. Moving like whatever. Just don't give a fuck. Thinking you could beat the system. No, my nigga, like, one thing about that, bro, you could never beat the motherfucking system. You never too, you know what I'm saying, powerful. Should I say, bro?
cities, and this was possibly making Nipsey nervous and looking for ways out.
Nah, they playing with
I think Big U was using the tour bus, Nipsey's tour bus, to at least sometime or possibly do drug drop-offs, pick up money, and it was making Nipsey hot. He was seeing himself about to take off. He wanted no parts.
Whatever the case, after the two stopped working together, Big U wanted back some of his studio equipment so his son could also use them to record music, something which apparently angered Nipsey.
That's when they got upset, and he made the song. I don't rap,
that song never came out.
It did come out.
It did come out?
It did come out. It wasn't never pushed as a song, but it came out, and I mean, I don't rap, I swear.
Disagreements would lead to Nipsey making a diss song about Big U, a song titled You Don't Got a Clue from his 2010 mixtape.
Yeah, you a snake, and you extort motherfuckers. Not to mention. You know what I'm saying? You the top motherfucker not to do business with. Keep it made with you. That's why I said this why I don't take him serious. I don't.
And when Nipsey got some things off his chest, rapping how somebody, likely Big U,
performing on the biggest stage in the world was just one step in my journey. Hi, I'm Ronnie, and I teach people all over the world how to dance with their dogs on my whip.
U doesn't have a clue.
Nigga, you get that nigga, you get him 300,000, bro. Your ass coming back with 20,000, bro. 10,000. I'm telling you, listen to your boy. That's how much you coming back with. So would you like? Why the fuck would you even invest your money into him? Like, why would you invest in your money to a motherfucker like that? I'm just saying, man. Like, nigga, 70 years old. Just
about what they want to do for Nip's career, saying that he's not going to stop for them and that he doesn't want somebody controlling him, rapping how he came up tough, so he was never looking at Big U for a solution to his problems, and suggesting that his former team never really helped him push his career forward. Nip would rap F the middleman, and he would end his verse saying don't expect any favors from him because he wasn't given any favors. According to Loose Cannon, who's probably not the most reliable narrator, Big U would confront Nipsey about the track and challenge him to a fight, where Nipsey would then supposedly move and dance around Big U so fast that he would leave him exhausted, almost like a scene from an old school action comedy.
And he was like,
I could just imagine.
Hey, cuz, is this song about me? So Nipsey stood up or whatever and was like, yeah, cuz it's about you. So he was drinking some water out of a water bottle and he threw it on Nipsey, right? He was like, we're gonna have to go.
That's some hoe ass shit, nigga. Like, that's some little girl shit, nigga. That's some female shit, nigga. That's some shit females will do. You sat up there and threw your water bottle at Nip. Get the fuck on, nigga. Like, huh? Nigga, you should have told his ass, check it out. But you threw the water bottle at him. Get the fuck on. Mind you, this is a 65-year-old man. This is a 70-year-old man, bro. Get the fuck on, bro.
Get down or whatever. So he thought Nipsey was gonna back down. Nipsey stood up and was like, okay, cuz, let's go get down. They were just dancing around or whatever like that. He was trying to get Nipsey or whatever, but Nipsey was just moving, dancing and stuff like that. And he couldn't hit Nipsey, so he got tired. So he knew he didn't get Nipsey the way he wanted to get Nipsey, right?
An unsatisfied Big U then allegedly got the whole gang involved, calling Nipsey up to get disciplined and allegedly beating him up before Black Sam fired into the air, stopping the fight, leading to police being called and breaking things up. Wack 100 would later claim that Big U actually knocked Nipsey Hussle out during their fight.
First time they first fall out, when they first got Nipsey signed, Nipsey come back, was fall out, they went down, there was a fight, rumble happened. I believe Big U knocked Nipsey out. Black Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the air. He's fresh out the penitentiary. Police sitting right across the street, they see it. They come in, they arrest everybody. Black Sam's on parole.
Now, there's some conflicting reasons circulating for this exact fight. It's been rumored that Nipsey Hussle has a daughter by a mother that was allegedly Big U's niece, or at least a close family friend. There was allegedly an incident circulating in a Reddit post where it claimed that Nipsey actually...
Work. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Do your homework on that. That's crazy work.
Another man who had been dating his baby's mother after they split up, with Nip administering this beatdown because the man was apparently creating an unsafe environment for their daughter, with it being believed that the woman might have even got harmed herself in the scuffle, leading Big U to be furious at Nipsey. Ultimately though, Nipsey and Big U would eventually squash their beef and didn't have any more public animosity in the years that followed, but Nipsey's brother Black Sam seemingly always had an issue with Big U, and apparently this was reciprocated.
Yeah, because he was a snake. Black Sam seen through that shit. He knew, like, as his big brother and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was just looking out for Nip and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Big U was a snake. You Fat was a snake. It is what the fuck it is. He the top motherfucker you don't do business with. You don't. I already told y'all, nigga, like, you invest your money into him. You give him $400,000, nigga, like I said, your ass is coming back with $5,000, bro. You come back with $5,000 a band. What are you talking about? He one of them type of motherfuckers. Listen to your boy.
Then I'm gonna keep it 100. Me and his brother wasn't cool. Me and his brother wasn't the best of friends. You gotta understand, like I'm gonna have friends that my mama ain't gonna like. I'm gonna have friends that my brother's not gonna like. You gonna have people that your people don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Nipsey's Rolling 60s gang ties would be the ultimate liability throughout his career to the very end. A planned private performance in 2010 saw a massive bust on the Rolling 60s members that he was affiliating with.
People under arrest after police raid a nightclub where dozens of members of an LA street gang were partying.
Police received information that gang members of the Rolling 60s, a violent South LA gang, would be holding a private party here at the...
That's crazy work, bro. You Fat out here calling the police, but you supposed to be a gangster? Get the fuck on, bruh.
here in Studio City. So they decided it would be a good time to do a gang sweep. Now take a look. It all went down around 2 in the morning. The Platinum Club was surrounded by dozens of officers. They arrested about 40 people they say are gang members of the gang Rolling 60s. Officers say they learned of the so-called hood party several days before the big event. Now outside of the club, the marquee had a sign there that
That's crazy,
said who was headlining the party. They are Nipsey Hussle and deal makers.
This was back in 2010, y'all, so the quality kind of fucked up a little bit, but man, but you supposed to be this gangster and shit. You supposed to be the Rolling 60s, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to be the face of that shit. But you out here calling the police? Get the fuck on.
National. You can also see the number 6 by 10. Now, police say that was the secret Rolling 60s gang sign. An officer from North Hollywood was the first to approach the front door of the club, and he says that he was rushed by a group of people inside the club. He called for help, and officers from all areas responded immediately. Now, officers say this gang sweep will clearly cripple the illegal activities of the Rolling 60s gang, at least for a while.
As time went on, Nipsey would do more things that reportedly angered Big U, like bringing Treetop Pyru rapper YG to the Rolling 60s hood for the music video for the song Sitch Bit in 2011. Apparently Nipsey had to fight multiple Rolling 60s after this perceived violation, but this didn't stop his role, and later Nipsey would even return the favor, attending YG's hood to film the music video for I'm a Thug that featured Meek Mill. This was a video that ironically had footage of fellow Rolling 60 Brick Baby getting arrested. But anyway, as Nip's career grew, it seemed that Big U's stance towards Nipsey had softened, and he was showing him respect publicly, with Big U being seen doing a speech in Nipsey's honor in 2018 during an event for his Developing Options non-profit, where rap heavyweights like T.I. and Wiz Khalifa were also in attendance.
Look who came through. Yeah, you know, I got my all black on, man. You know, all black everything. Steve Maniac, Lil Bill, day one right here, you know. Big U, what up, baby? Be you and Lil Bill.
So, okay, fat.
Yeah, that's legendary. Woo!
The snake. This whole entire time, they're not realizing like the snake was in front of their fucking face.
He did what no other rappers do today. He sold his own music. He sold his own music. So when I came along and Steve came along, we had a formula that merged with what he do. But he outworked any artist I've seen. I'm talking about business-wise. I'm not talking about on the mic. Because if you notice, this man is a more professional than 90% of the dudes who are trying to.
Like, you could just see through the fact. You could just see through him. This whole entire time, the snake was right in front of their motherfucking face. That's why I'm saying, G, you gotta watch who you associate yourself with, bro. You do. Keep it man with y'all.
But I'm saying that to our young baby. To a T. He outworked a whole lot of people. And this is the reason why we are giving him the award, the Businessman Award, because he really exudes everything that you need to exercise in business. So let's give this man a hand and clap it up for him. I'm talking about, I came to his house and he lived in all places in A-Tray neighborhood and was he really had a mic in his closet and was recording his own self. Remember that.
And at one point, Big U would even crip walk on stage, and Nipsey would in return honor Big U in his speech, saying how everybody in the hood saw him as a leader.
And see what that turned into, and put pressure on us to just stay focused, you know, standing in front of us as young dudes from the area. And always, I remember he like, you know, it's not gonna be one room I walk into that my homeboys can't walk into with me. And I always respected and looked up to him as a leader and as somebody that was just a real man. And I love to see everybody out here tonight dressed up.
Rest in peace, Nip, bro. Like, that nigga carried this up like a G, like a gangster, bro. Was able to come.
I think we gotta give him a round of applause as well. And like I said, I love you, bro. We're gonna keep pushing. Day one. Thank y'all.
Everybody be asking me, man, does the Bluetooth actually work?
Bro, you get a month for free.
Nipsey was having massive success, culminating in the release of his critically acclaimed 2018 debut studio album, Victory Lap, where he would even shout out Big U, aka Big Draws.
And I'm eating breakfast.
My shirt drunk, yeah, all that. I've been working. You know, I ain't shaved, everything, man. Victory Lap, come his phone.
He wasn't gonna shave anyway.
I wasn't, but I was gonna change my shirt though. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm working.
We will let y'all hear some music, but you gotta wait to pay for it. Ain't no free though.
Look, he's snitching on himself right now. Y'all just heard what this nigga just said. He's snitching on himself right there. Right there he was telling on himself. Get your goofy ass home, bro. Like, this nigga's a grandpa, bro.
And you ain't downloading it, we're gonna put a tag. If you steal the music, we coming to your house and putting that
car wash where you got your tent set up.
This nigga saying this all on Instagram Live, saying this shit. And this why you got caught up. This why you in the situation that you in now, bro. Keep it a million with you.
But in March 2019, Nipsey allegedly angered Big U once again by bringing DJ Khaled to the 60s hood and not asking permission. They were there to shoot a music video for Khaled's song Higher that featured Nipsey and John Legend. Allegedly, Big U sent Rollin' 60s members to the shoot to cause trouble, causing Nipsey and Khaled to have to finish the shoot in a parking lot. TMZ, on the other hand, claimed from their sources at the video shoot that Nipsey had seemingly received threats on his life before the shoot had even taken place, and that he was apparently prepared with an exceptionally large security team. They would also claim that it was actually during the filming at the parking structure in Inglewood where Nipsey's team were concerned about somebody in the local Bloods coming to kill him. Some people online would also claim that Big U was actually cool with Nipsey at this time, but it was really a bunch of younger Rolling 60s members that just wanted to rob DJ Khaled, causing trouble, with there also being reports of some friction between some Rolling 60s and Inglewood Blood members that might have caused some tension at the shoot. Nipsey's brother, Black Sam, would later seemingly confirm that someone had indeed pressed them at the video shoot, but wouldn't specify exactly who it was.
Not to get into too much detail, but there was a lot of big politics getting into with certain people. You know, Husstle had DJ Khaled in the hood. Not to be speaking too much on it, but we came frontline like we always do. And, you know, gonna know we're gonna crash out behind it. We're not playing. Ain't nobody saying nothing to Khaled. Ain't nobody doing nothing to Khaled. And he's straight. And Husstle frontline that. And, you know, we felt like certain people didn't like that.
But whatever the case, only a few days later, Nipsey would tragically be gunned down in front of his Marathon clothing store in the Rolling 60s hood, less than a mile away from Big U's childhood stomping grounds on Arlington Avenue. Nipsey was gunned down by a man named Eric Holder, known in the streets as a fellow member of the Rolling 60s who was allegedly mad at Nipsey for accusing him of being a snitch. Eric Holder is also an old close friend of one of the other names mentioned in the new RICO case, the rapper, and moniker as a street name.
That day he got put on, we came up with the name. That was like a name that was really made for him. But he can't come in and be big. So being my big homie, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's big, and I'm little, so you gonna be baby.
But anyway, following Nipsey's murder, different conspiracy theories would begin to spread about his death, suggesting that it might have been more than just a random argument with a low-level Rolling 60s member. One of these theories being that Big U had somehow been involved in the murder himself, particularly as he would seemingly tell different versions about where he had been the day of the murder, as well as having a motive due to the rumors that Nipsey had allegedly refused to re-sign a contract to be under Big U's label.
And for those who don't know, Big U is said to be responsible for the death of Nipsey Hussle. This is what a lot of people are saying, and it's because he keeps changing his story about the day that Nipsey Hussle died.
We actually was on 6th Ave with 100 cars. We got all the streets blocked. We waiting on UK to come out the house. Everybody phone blowing up. Nip got hit. Nip got hit. We flying up there. We fly up there and we see the scene.
And then like later on, he would forget he said that, and then he'd go on live on IG and say that he wasn't even in town the day that Nipsey died.
Y'all was accusing me.
That's how you look at the body language and shit. This how you know this nigga had something to do with it. Look at his body language. Like, come on, G.
And what's funny, I wasn't even in town, so figure that one out. But I ain't gonna trust it.
And Nipsey Hussle was signed to Big U's record label, and that contract was due to be up, and Nipsey Hussle wasn't going to re-sign, so that provided motive. Okay.
By signing to it was signed to a 10-year production contract, which started in 2009, which would end 2019.
Crazy.
Big U reportedly also didn't attend Nipsey's funeral.
Like, yeah, bro. Keep his ass locked up. Keep you fat locked up. Yeah, I said it. Keep his ass locked up, bro.
And an IG Live sometime after the murder would appear to show Big U laughing when somebody commented justice for Nip, and going on to say that people are waiting for him to do an interview.
What you waiting on, though? You don't know what you waiting on, though. What you waiting on?
And it's like, why the fuck is you laughing, nigga? Like, ain't that supposed to be your homie? And you sitting up here laughing and this and that. You on Instagram live with it, like, what the fuck is this? This how you know he lined them up. Cause if you was his homie, bro, you wouldn't be sitting up here laughing, none of that shit, and you would check them. You would have checked all of their ass, bro. But instead, your ass over here laughing and shit on Instagram live, thinking this shit a game. Think your homie just got me. That's what I'm saying. He had something to do with this shit, bro. Keep his ass locked up.
You got no tell us what you waiting on.
He had something to do with this.
Justice for them.
Look, this nigga then laughed and said justice for Nip. Like, what the who laughed? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. He had something to do with
Or your boy would have been there like, yeah, you got it.
You did. You did.
However, the day after Nipsey was killed, Big U would post what seemed to be a heartfelt tribute to Nipsey, with a caption that said how hurt he was at the news, whilst also interestingly pointing out that the last time he spoke to Nipsey was 3 days ago at the DJ Khaled video shoot, something that no one really publicly knew at that time, with Big U saying in the caption that when they were at the video shoot together, they had spoken about building a school, which some have taken as Big U actually trolling, given the fact that it was rumored that a much more tense conversation had taken place at that shoot.
Even just snitching on himself even more, bro. Even more, bro.
People getting straight in the comments on Big U's post, saying that he was the one who set Nipsey up to get killed. And as time went on, Big U would post more tributes to Nipsey to his Instagram page, with yet more comments continuing to reference a possible setup and the DJ Khaled music video. Less than a week after Nipsey's murder, Big U took to Instagram to announce a peace march in the hood in Nipsey's memory.
Greetings to everybody. To get this message today, we are having a vigil for Nipsey Hussle at 3 to 5 today for all the different gangs in LA that want to come out and support. Over the last 2 days, we have been having meetings amongst us, A-Trays, Rolling 60s, Hoovers, East Coasters, Bounty Hunters, and everybody like mind to come together.
I don't care what y'all niggas say. Like, ain't nothing changing my opinion. None of that shit. Nothing's changing my answer, G. Like, he had something to do with Nip getting lined up, bro. He had something to do with it, bro. I'm telling y'all.
Ask that everybody come to Crenshaw and Slauson. Be there by 3. We want everybody to park in the Rouse parking lot. We're going to be escorting everybody from the Rouse parking lot to the memorial. It's not open to the public. It's only for LA street gangs, Bloods, Crips with the like mind and want to support and pay homage to one of our lost soldiers, one of our good brothers and teachers and leaders. So it's open from 3 to 5.
And this indeed went ahead. Over a year after Nipsey was killed, Big U proudly showed off that he had met and recorded a podcast with DJ Khaled and Fat Joe, posting a video where he seemed to be very happy to be with DJ Khaled, specifically with Khaled returning the love and shouting out Big U.
That's right, love, Big U.
There you go. That's it.
And clips were posted by Big U's label, Unique Music, with captions saying that they miss Nipsey. After Nipsey's death, there was a post on Unique Music's Instagram page claiming that Big U was the person who had introduced Nipsey to the world, but people in the comments would continue to claim that Big U was responsible for what happened, once again suggesting that Nipsey was set up by Big U for trying to leave him behind. After Nipsey's death, Big U posted Nipsey, along with references to his Unique label, numerous times, including one ominous post where he put up a video of Nipsey saying that he can't follow other people, they should be following him.
Blind can't lead the blind, bro.
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
gotta have a vision.
Yes, sir.
And you gotta follow who got the vision. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
if you
sir.
stuck on stupid, I ain't gonna judge you or have no disrespect for you, but I'm
gonna
definitely
be
not-
over here.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna follow you or take heed to your opinion.
Like I said, bro. You fat didn't like that. Nip was over that shit. He didn't like that motherfuckers was respecting him. And they ain't respect you fat. You know what I'm saying? You fat didn't like that, bro. You fat didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Nip was overshining him and shit. He ain't like that. He ain't like that, bro.
Opinion, you gonna have to follow what I'm doing.
I heard
And
that.
after a while, that way of thinking versus this way of thinking, more people lean toward this way because of the results.
And in the 2025 indictment, it was claimed that in a monitored conversation, Big U even suggested that he was the biggest Rolling 60 member ever, specifically saying that he was bigger than Nipsey Hussle. But despite the passing years, the rumors of Big U's involvement never went away, and people online would continue to speculate endlessly about potential conspiracy surrounding Nipsey's passing. Big U would comment on the rumors directly on numerous occasions, like in a 2022 No Jumper appearance, where he said that he was just associated with the murder of Nipsey because he's a very famous Rolling 60s member, and suggesting that he had a great relationship with Nipsey, and people are just spreading the rumor for money and clout.
Like how he was different when all his songs, every album he put out, since we had the so-called altercation, he shouted me out.
However, in 2024, Nipsey's brother Black Sam
That don't mean shit, nigga. Like, what that's supposed to mean? What the fuck?
podcast with Big Boy, alluding to someone being sent to kill Nipsey, rather than this just being an isolated crash out.
It is random as what the public thought it was. Like, Nip seen somebody, Eric, and talked, and
I mean, you know, he already got convicted, so for me, without going into too many details, so for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job, or somebody sent him, or whatever. It just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know. It's gonna come to the light.
Loose Cannon, a former ally of Big U and one of the co-defendants in the upcoming case, actually revealed on No Jumper that Big U had told him Nipsey was dead before it even happened, with Loose Cannon saying that Big U had prior knowledge of Nipsey's death before it all went down, mentioning it on the phone to him, which led him to call Nipsey Hussle moments before the shooting took place.
But you a lame too. Lose like, that's why I'm saying all you niggas just slow. So you mean to tell me that you knew that Nip was about to die? You ain't want to give him heads up. You ain't want to tell him. That's why I'm saying, like, you niggas just, y'all snakes, bro. Y'all snakes, bro.
FaceTime me. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone.
Look at Wack.
And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? You mean that?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information.
He's smart because he got him to come on the podcast and flip and to talk about this shit. So I give Wacko his heads up on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's smart when it come down to that, bro. He's smart at getting that UFAT's reputation, which is extorting motherfuckers, stealing from motherfuckers, robbing motherfuckers. Listen to your boy. Y'all gotta see through the plays and shit. Come on, G. Right now, he attacking that UFAT's reputation, bro. He telling him, he letting them know what type of motherfucker he is, bro. Listen to your boy.
30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah. And
you like
just talking on regular. So it's like, at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it, because
you don't even warn him that you.
Nigga don't even realize he just blah, 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 blah. And that's why you in there now, bruh. Licorice, that's why you in there now. You running your goddamn mouth.
That call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like, they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like, you
and
just
30 minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
This clip actually led to a cease and desist being served on No Jumper, and Adam22 being advised to remove the content from his channel.
So everybody knows I got a cease and desist.
Nigga, once you upload something, it's already up there. That's what you fat dumbass don't realize. Dumbass OG. That's why I said, bro, listen to your boy.
About the Loose Cannon interview that I did with Wack 100, and a cease and desist showed up from the one and only. Never thought my life would go in this direction. Never thought I would be getting a legal notice from the big man himself.
Oh,
Big
yeah, I just seen
you.
Big U said he ain't feeling that
Big
shit.
Lucifer.
Big Lucifer.
Is that a diss? I think that's a whack term. I don't want to say that. So from our perspective, we have decided to back away from this. This is not a narrative that I was really interested in pushing in the first place. The idea that Big U had any sort of criminal doings in his adult life, or that that he was involved with anything with Nipsey. This is not something I ever really bought in on. It was kind of a surprise to me that it got trotted out on the podcast. I don't have to make this kind of statement about why we decided to remove it or whatever. But I did ultimately make the decision to take it down.
Interestingly, though, when the 2025 criminal complaint dropped, it would turn out that Loose Cannon wasn't.
Adam would have been, I'm telling you, like, Adam would have been gone. Listen to your boy. If he wouldn't have removed that, he would have been gone. It would have been R.I.P. Adam 22. Pedo 22. Listen to your boy. That was the next step. He was finna be R.I.P.
Anybody claiming Big U's involvement, but he was in fact an alleged former enforcer for Big U, conducting robberies on his behalf as part of an extortion racket later described by the criminal complaint as Big U Enterprises. But even more crazy, even before the criminal complaint revealed these bombshell allegations, Loose Cannon would openly tell stories about these robberies that he did for Big U on the No Jumper podcast.
And that's why you're locked up. Self-snitching, bro. Y'all, take notes. This shit ain't it, bro. Stop getting on these podcasts just saying whatever, bro, because they're incriminating y'all off of that shit. Stop just saying whatever, bro.
For the whole world to hear.
For real. Nigga, that's the end of this video, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. Till next time, y'all subscribe to my second channel. It's called Yo Terrell React to Begin 5. Content being produced over there. You want this point, man. Y'all go subscribe to my third channel, Terrell Be Hotboxing. I'll be doing weed reviews over there. Do your homework. I just dropped a video over there like last week. So y'all go check that out. But follow my socials. There's a link to the channel. And other than that, I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all in the next, man. I'm out. Save your time for life. But it's a marathon. Y'all stay in y'all P's and Q's. Don't be out here lacking, man. For real.